Okay, this video is going to show you how to input tax information and also how I would do it within my firm. Some of it may be inefficient, some of it may be efficient, entirely up to you how you want to do this, but I'm just showing you how I do it. So this person, to give you an idea, this is for 2024 tax year. This is a single person with no kids. So this is what I think of a super basic tax return. And so you'll get a W-2 from your client. In this case, they make $50,000 at some made-up company. This made-up person that lives in California. I pick California because they're close by and they have state income tax. I live in Nevada, so I wouldn't have to worry about state income tax, but trying to help out people that do have clients in states that pay state income tax. So it's not, even if it's not California, you should understand at least the basic concept of it. So this person withheld $5,000 from their paycheck, which means they paid the federal government. Social Security was withheld at 6.2%. Medicare tax was withheld at 1.45%. This code is for 401k. This one is for HSA. This one is for the employer's portion of the healthcare. And I know these numbers aren't going to be exactly perfect because technically this one should be a deduction off this wages and tips. But obviously this is an example. And once you get actual W-2s, you'll input the actual numbers and you'll see the interplay. So I don't want to make this too complicated. Try to make this super basic. So there is the W-2, 1099 interest. Here's the interest income of $25, same person. Okay, so this is what they have for the tax document. So just two pieces of government tax forms that the IRS should have. And so how I like to get started, and this is the part that most people probably skip, is I have something called a 1040 reconciliation Excel spreadsheet. So it helps me in the sense that I'm inputting the information twice to help me with accuracy. And so since I'm self-reviewing my stuff, this is another layer to almost like a self-review. So this is the source documentation, just two pieces, super basic. So I'll put this over here or move it if I can out of this window. And so we'll start off with, so the stuff in the yellow is what I'm going to go over today. You'll see there's Arizona. That's just as another state as an example. This make-believe client just lives in California. And this red stuff is going to be for a different level. So this one I consider level 1. So we're going to start off with the wages. Computer's obviously running slow. Wow, okay. All right. ABC company. Box 1 wages, federal withholding is $5,000. Box 5 wages, Medicare wages is $50,000. And this is the state California. California wages were also $50,000. Resident state withholding is $2,500. Obviously, these are just what numbers come from the W-2. And then interest. ABC company, LLC, just formatting. Interest, we put it as $25. And Schedule A is your itemized deductions or standard deduction. I'm just assuming this person doesn't own a home, doesn't pay property taxes, or even if they did, when you add all that up, it is less than $14,600. So itemized deductions, you just take the higher amount. The higher amount of, if you total up all your itemized deductions, which also includes contributions, or you just take the standard deduction, which is $14,600 for 2024, and in this scenario is $14,600. This is just what they've paid in taxes, and this is the state of California. So let me move this over here. So this is what I have so far in my 1040 reconciliation. You see and this should match the first page of the 1040. So you have $50,000, $25 Interest income, adjusted gross income or AGI is $50,025, standard deduction of $14,600. So your taxable income is $35,425. I don't know what the income tax is. I'll have to enter into my software and figure it out. There's no child tax credit, no dependent care credit, no other additional credit. So then we go to, so this is the first part, input into this 1040 reconciliation. Then I go into my tax software. I use Drake. So here I've already entered in their basic information, their name, social security number, their birth date, their home address, their state of residency. And in this scenario, they are single. So this information should come from their previous tax return, or if you haven't filled out an organizer. And then I'm gonna go to wages. This is the stuff from the W-2, the company. And so the wages are $50,000. And this is the second input, $5,000. And as you can see, the Social Security and Medicare tax are automatically calculated. And there's also these codes over here. So D 4500, that's 401k. W should be HSA 4150. And employer portion of the health insurance. So these don't really affect, well, this one affects your taxes because it is a deduction for your taxes. This one is an HSA. I guess it also is a deduction for your taxes. And like I said, these numbers might not exactly agree because this should be a deduction, this should be a deduction, it should be different from the Medicare and wages. But I just put this in here just to let people know of there's different codes that are part of the W-2 that could affect the taxes. And so all this stuff that you're just going to pull right from the W-2, and then the tax software is going to calculate it for you. This portion can be important because it's a retirement plan and there's like income limitations if one spouse is a business owner. Down here is California, made up state number, state wages at $50,000, state tax, they withheld $2,500. Normally over here, you'll see California disability insurance, it's at 1.1%. But for Drake, the input is going to be down here. And then there's going to be a little drop down. Just going to move this thing. That way it flows correctly. So a lot of times I just delete it from here and have it on here. So there is that. And then also interest. Tax ID is going to be the 9s, and my software is going to recognize that's ABC Company LLC. $25. That's it. And we should be done for the inputs. And then so we go to view print to see what it actually looks like. So it should match the first page, 50,000. Wages, $25 in interest income, standard deduction of $14,600, $35,425, which agrees with our 1040 reconciliation Excel sheet. Now the tax it calculated for you is $4,019, which seems about right. I was expecting about 10%. So now I take this number and input it into my screen, 4,019. So a little over 11 or a little over 10%, so 11.335%. And they've paid in $5,000, and so there should be a refund of $981. This is for federal. And if we go to California, $50,000. California standard deduction is for a single person is $5,540. And tax is going to be, I got to pull it from the software. So 981, which agrees with our 1040 reconciliation for federal. For California, I just want to see that. So California, $50,025. Oh, we got to add back the HSA, 4150, and then the tax is going to be 1494. So additions, 4150, and I completely forgot what the tax was. 1494. 1494. So remaining taxes 1345, which agrees. And then we pay $2,500, and so we should get a refund. However, California has the penalty for not having health insurance. So if you didn't have any health insurance, in this case, this person pays an extra $900. So that'd go down here, IRS penalty. And so they still get a refund of $255. If they did have full coverage of health insurance, that'd be gone. So they get a refund of $11,155. And if you are in the state of Arizona, similar, $50,000, $25,000, they take the standard deduction. The tax is 2.5%. And this assumes that they didn't make any payments at all to Arizona. So they owe $886. If they did hypothetically put in $5,000, they would get a refund of $4,000. So hopefully this helps. How to input these numbers in. Let me know if you have any questions.